the little boy accidentally fell into the swimming pool. He gradually lost consciousness and sank to the bottom. At that moment, a killer whale slowly swam toward him. Using its mouth, the whale nudged the boy upwards and gently pushed him to the shore. The unconscious boy soon regained consciousness. He couldn't believe that this creature had saved his life. Afterward, the whale silently swam back into the water. The next day, Billy brought a bucket of fish to thank the whale. When he threw a fish into the pool, the whale didn't eat it. Instead, it returned the fish to Billy. Billy thought the whale didn't know how to eat fish, so he began to demonstrate by mimicking eating fish. But the whale shook its head firmly and then opened its mouth at Billy. Billy guessed the whale wanted him to feed it the fish. At that moment, the whale nodded obediently. However, this killer whale had a notorious reputation for being very temperamental in the area. Billy felt nervous. After thinking for a moment, he carefully fed the fish to the whale. The whale then dove its head into the water before swallowing the fish. Seeing the whale's understanding and adorable behavior, Billy began to relax and let go of his worries. Slowly, he reached out his hand toward the whale, and to his surprise, the whale swam toward him. From this moment, something magical began to happen between them. Billy stood up, preparing to leave, but the whale seemed to want to keep him there. It followed Billy around, lifting its fin to make him laugh. The whale's antics successfully amused Billy. Billy turned his body, hoping the whale would mimic his movements, and the whale imitated him perfectly. This scene left the trainers shocked, as no one had ever gotten close to this temperamental whale before. They stuck out their tongues at each other, like a pair of longtime partners. Such a cute moment made the trainers laugh uncontrollably. Soon, a trainer approached Billy and asked him to become the whale's personal trainer. If the whale couldn't generate profit for the aquarium's owner, it would be sold. To save the whale, Billy readily agreed to the request. Billy named the whale Buddy. Under Billy's training, Buddy became increasingly gentle. After spending so much time together, they became close friends. After each training session, Billy would play with Buddy, riding on its back and swimming freely in the water. In that moment, it felt like their world was filled with endless joy. But, as always, happiness was fleeting. Seeing that Buddy was capable of performing, the impatient owner decided to organize a performance immediately. However, when the show began, an unexpected incident occurred. The audience filled the seats, and in the aquarium's basement, a group of children were wildly banging on the glass. The noisy environment made Buddy extremely uncomfortable. When Billy called Buddy to perform, Buddy refused, continuously making rejecting sounds. In an attempt to make the performance go smoothly, Billy desperately pleaded with Buddy, but Buddy still shook its head and refused to perform. At that moment, the audience began murmuring, some shouting for Billy to leave. Unable to tolerate the ridicule any longer, Billy walked away from the aquarium, tears in his eyes. That evening, Billy returned to Buddy. He knew that Buddy hadn't done this on purpose, but the performance had greatly angered the owner. Despite Billy's reluctance, he couldn't stay there any longer. After bidding Buddy farewell, he turned to leave. But just then, Buddy made strange noises toward the fence. Billy was puzzled, so he climbed up a ladder to check the situation. When he reached the top, he realized that it was Buddy's family calling to it. Buddy was exchanging a longing call with its family. At that moment, Billy understood Buddy's inner pain. He then came up with a bold idea. He decided to return Buddy to the ocean.